Hey everyone, welcome back to Pocket Coaching. I'm Penny and I'm here with Katie, my co-host for Pet and Parrot Longevity, and we're just going to continue the conversation that we've been having about this big picture, believing the lie that you have to diminish as you get older and that diseases are normal, and that suffering is normal and everything else. So hopefully by now you've listened to a bit of the sequence. If you haven't, you can go back and catch up on those. They're all here on YouTube. And you've hopefully also taken the MSQ, the test, the quiz to get your score assessment and see how you're tracking. So let's just take a second. Katie, do you want to just add anything to that before we dive in?
Yeah, so as a reminder, it's not just are you living with a chronic condition, a diagnosis or not, it's how are you feeling in your body? And that's what's so powerful about the symptom questionnaire. It's not what are your diagnosis, it's what's going on in your eyes, your ears, your mouth, your stomach, your fingernail, like all of these tell us what's going on in the inside. And so then last time we talked about this longevity lifestyle and the fact that our lifestyle choices, our nutrition, our sleep, our toxins, our movement, these are all the solution. These are the answer. This is no matter where those symptoms are, this is truly the foundation. But what we often see and what we want to talk about today is we're asking the wrong questions. And if we're trying to get to our optimal health, which is, I mean, for most people, we're not even at a baseline. We're below baseline because we already have these symptoms. So we're just talking about like getting to that baseline. We have to know what we're trying to solve. And when we ask the wrong questions, we go in the wrong direction. Okay. So let me give you an example of this. The wrong question to ask. Okay, so let me take a step back. If you're here, if you're listening to this, we already know, like you are already invested in your health. You're already invested in your pet's health. You already believe in a holistic approach to wellness or you wouldn't be here, right? So you're already like 20 steps ahead of the game in that sense, all right? But what we can tend to do, even if we're in that mindset of a holistic natural approach is, again, we can still ask the wrong question. So an example of this would be, I have a cold. Instead of taking the pharmaceutical, instead of taking the medicine, the drug, what vitamins and minerals and herbs can I take? Now, on a surface level, that actually sounds like a really great question. And if you're already asking that question, again, you're ahead of the game. But it's actually the wrong question to ask. And here's why. We're focusing on symptom management. And yes, we're focusing on supporting the body, but let's take a step back. And the easiest way to do that is to say why. Why did we get this cold? Why did we get this bug? Okay. Now, obviously, we're exposed to, you could say, well, we're exposed to microbes and things all the time. Yes. But why didn't your immune system fight that off? And is this common for you? Do you get colds often? How long do they last? How severe are they? Because I know a lot of people who are getting colds regularly and they're pretty severe and they last a long time and they miss a lot of work and it impacts their quality of life. Like, why is this happening? Yes, sure. Take the vitamin and mineral and herb to help you get through that. But ask yourself, why is this happening? Same thing if you have GI symptoms regularly, right? I say that because I see this literally all the time. Why do you have fatigue regularly? Instead of saying why, or instead of saying, what can I take to not feel so tired? Say, why are you feeling tired? We're asking the wrong questions.
Yeah. So we're so ingrained from the society that we live in to think that this is a problem, here's the solution. And in the functional and holistic community, we've kind of traded off the synthetic solution for a natural one. And we'll always defer to taking something that's organic or holistic or green or net, right? It's a natural solution. It's far gentler on the body. And as Katie says, that's a light year ahead of the standard model. But the pattern behind it is still the same in our head. We haven't upgraded our pattern. We've just upgraded our solution. So that we need to upgrade the pattern as well. And you heard me talk a couple of weeks ago about how there's two approaches that we take when our animals are starting to show these symptoms. We we don't want them suffering. And as the pet parent, we are responsible to maintain their quality of life and to make sure that they do not suffer. It's against the law to allow an animal to suffer knowingly, okay? So when we see them suffering, it is our duty and our obligation and our family commitment to bring that down for them. So we do tend to then ask the question, what do I need to solve that symptom, right? And that's important, but it's only part of the story, because we need to bring that down, and we want to bring that down in a safe, effective, kind, natural, cooperative way for the animal, so that there isn't side effects, there isn't suffering, there isn't a cascade of things clashing with each other and you complicating things out, okay? So we use our natural things that their bodies are used to taking and all the rest of it, and that's fantastic. That is realistically step one, and we must not stop there. We must say, why? And why is that happening? Why is that symptom coming now? What has changed in the last period of time? Why did they fight it off last week, but not this week? Understanding that and getting to the root cause is the key to literally unlocking the vault on doubling your lifespan and never be sick again. Okay, because when you know how to get inside that vault, which is inside every one of us, okay, we have two things that are working together here. We have a DNA code that is coding for regeneration and for life and for thriving. That is the code, right? That is the blueprint. And then we have the immune system, which is the mechanics of how to fight off those threats that come from us externally. So internally we're designed right, and externally we've got the protection. So when you've got the two of those working together, that is the key to the vault. So what we want to do is, how do we make sure that those two things are working the way they're supposed to? This is the kind of question that we want to be asking. It doesn't have to get super scientific and complicated. And if it does, you can come and talk to us and we'll figure it out for you, right? But what we're saying is go beyond, how do I get rid of that symptom with this lovely green, organic, lovely product? No, why is it there in the first place? Let's nail that. And then that goes away and that optimization comes back.
So next week, we're going to talk about how to ask these right questions to get the solution, to get the answer that you need to optimize your health and your pet's health. See you then.